Here's why you need a stock earnings screener like this to make you a better stock trader. It's 9:30 a.m. on the dot and you open Robinhood. You've accumulated quite a lot of stocks on your watch list. Rubbing the crust out of your eyes, you notice Nvidia is up 40%. How could this happen? It's been on your watch list for months and you hadn't bought. Clicking on the daily chart, with every minute that passes it shoots up to new highs. The FOMO is too much and you smash the buy button as quickly as you can. All of a sudden the stock starts to drop. It continues to dip lower and lower and you bury your face in your hands knowing you've made yet another impulsive trade. If only you had bought yesterday, you would be up right now, but instead you bought the top. Now, what if you could be like Ben over here? Ben has his own Python stock earnings screener. With one click, he can get the info he needs on the stocks he cares about. Let's see how Ben accomplishes this. He starts with his custom list of stocks that he has been interested in. Formatting these into a single column and saving this as a CSV file will be the most efficient format for Python to read. The first step is the imports. The pandas module will help structure and manipulate the data. The time module will be used to pause the script, giving the website's time to fully load. Selenium is the tool that will be driving this web scraping process. Specifically, options will customize the browser's behavior, WebDriver will control the browser, and buy will be used to locate elements within the web page. Additionally, Chrome Driver Manager automatically sets up the driver needed for Chrome. This can be installed by typing pip install WebDriver-manager into the command terminal. Be sure to install it with the hyphen even though the library contains an underscore. We start by initializing the options object for Chrome. Adding disable blink features, automation controlled, prevents websites from detecting that we're using an automated script. The headless option allows the browser to run in the background, which will make this process much more efficient and allow us to run scripts without having the actual website pop up every time this is run. We then set up the driver. Now, we'll delve into the core of our script, the data scraping logic. The process begins by reading the CSV file containing our favorite stock tickers into a data frame. We convert the ticker column into a list, stock symbols, which we'll iterate over later. The next step is to create an empty list to store our data. We'll be using the Yahoo Finance earnings page as our data source. The earnings data goes all the way back to the IPO of the company, so there's an ample amount of info we could collect. Taking a look at the Yahoo Finance earnings page URL, you'll notice that the last portion is simply the stock ticker. This makes it convenient as we can establish a base URL variable that will be a constant. Then, we can concatenate any symbol we'd like to onto the end of this, forming the full URL. Since we want to do this for many stocks, a for loop is the best way to go. For each loop, there will be a unique URL, and the driver will navigate us to that HTTPS location. Allowing the website a brief moment to load can make things easier. There are other ways to do this, such as wait for certain web elements to show, but this time method makes things simple. Now, the intricate part, extracting data from the web page. We use WebDriver's find elements by XPath method to locate table rows containing earnings data. Each row represents one earnings report for the given stock. I happen to be pulling 10 reports for each ticker. The XPath expression is crafted to select rows based on specific class attributes. The unique identifiers for this row were these specific phrases. Let's do an inspect element to see what the actual HTML looks like. You can see here where the class syntax is used, and over here is the table row HTML tag tr. Once we have this row element, we can iterate through this row to find the column data. The column data is stored in the tag td. We'll pull the symbol, company name, earnings date, EPS estimate, reported EPS, and the surprise percentage amount. This information is then structured into a dictionary and appended to a list named data. After gathering all the necessary information, our script converts the data list into a pandas data frame for easy manipulation and readability. I wanted to do some post-processing, so I formed a new data frame that contains only rows with past information. I then converted the surprise column from a string to a float data type, then calculated the average surprise percentage for each unique stock. This tells us which stocks have the biggest positive or negative surprises on earnings day. Finally, we can export these data frames to CSV files, which serves as a structured record of our scraped data. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please leave a comment if you have any suggestions or criticism for the channel.